once again, Options Trading Pilot. We're reviewing all these hot stocks and what we think things are going to happen. We're going to start with the hottest thing going, which is SMCI. It's been in a big heater, and it just keeps going up. If you notice, today we're down 15.03%. I had a small trade in it. I'm really a scalper as far as holding these types of stocks. I actually don't do a lot of the coin and SMCIs. I do have some coin now. I've had coin for a while now since it hit about 116. But the idea here is that I invest in the actual cryptos, and so that's where a lot of my money is. With the equity side, I try to stay away and separate those two accounts and do it that way. But I think it's fair to do a review into these cryptos and the ones that are going. So notice that SMCI had a really long phase one. So let's increase this to about 2 years. And notice that it hit a high of 357, and it just basically stayed here since August of 2023. It did have a couple, right? So it reached this peak and it came down all the way to 243. So you can argue that this was probably a phase two, and then it came really quick. It gapped down, and then we've had this whole phase one. Phase four was a gap down. You can say, you can always break it down more, but if you look at this, it's really interesting. Let's do some annotating here. It's interesting, right? Because Weinstein is just relative Dow cycle theory, and you can see that this is an accumulation phase, and so it ends up being just phase one. I don't want to spend too much time on this video, but it's pretty obvious, right? Phase one, and this is phase two, and it just goes almost exponentially up. So what goes up that fast has to come down that fast. And so for me, it's if we break the trend line, then that would be the time to get out. And so it's one of those. It's one of those things where you got to be so on point with this. You have to be so on point in order to make the money that you want to make, right? So you got to be on your toes. If not, then you're dead basically. So notice that it just keeps going up. It's still way above this 5-day EMA, and it's about to break it. This is an engulfing candle, and so I would really say that we're heading down here. Let's take a look at coin. Had the heater, it came down, and now it's going up. Maybe SMCI is seeing this aspect, and we should see some of this and then climb it back up. It was pretty obvious, this basing of coin. Notice it hit 114.51. I actually got it like right above here. No, above the midpoint. That was like 119 where I got it. So the reason I bought it is because when you look at the volume profile, this isn't the best place to show the volume by price, but it'll show it. There's a somewhat of a peak around here. See that? 118 or so. And these bars don't do it justice. TradingView does a little bit better job of this, but then again, we anticipated that the volume profile saying 115 was the kind of like the price where it should hold, and we had back-to-back rejections. So when we saw that, especially when I get above this bar, then I was like, okay, we should go. Now I didn't go really heavy. I typically day trade Qs and SPY and AMD. I use futures a lot as well, and then for my long-term swings, then it's just a part of the portfolio. So that's what I did. So let's take a look at Mara. Again, it looks a lot like coin. You can see it reached 30.45, currently at 27.18. So I have a friend that bought at like I think he's at 29. I told him yesterday it was all the way down to like 25 something. I think it got here. Told him to wait for coin earnings to get some of it back. I told him if it goes below the half of this body, then get out. So hopefully he listened to me. He hasn't messaged me, so because it did come down, but it is holding here, is rejecting. So if you're a super longer term trader, then this looks okay to give it another try to come up, right? It needs to defeat this like 30-15 level. Now it did hit a 30.97 high, so let's see what happens there. So GBTC, that just keeps going up, and then ETH, oh, no, sorry, ETHE, similar, base 2. So I anticipate more. There's not quite an engulfing candle, but we're down a little bit. So RIOT's the last one. Yeah, these are all the same. The SMCI is the only one that looks crazy. So I do expect this kind of movement, SMCI. It's because they all did it, and so we're seeing that it based out and it came back up. So why AMD? Because they do chips, right? It's not NVIDIA chips, but that's still a nice move. Broke out of its basing. You know, this is really give you a nice entry right around here. I actually bought like way back when at 80 something. Took some profits at like 110. It did a couple times, did nothing for a while. So anyway, I hope that helps. If you have questions, as far as from here on out, we do expect Bitcoin to hit around 60,000 at some point here in the future. A lot of people said the end of the year. I think it'll happen faster than that. The general market is just been straight up, and so this is atypical as far as like retracement. It needs to retrace at some point. This is a heavy upside, so I do expect some retracement, and at that point we should expect defense and then have it go back up. So anyway, I hope that helps. Let me know if you have questions.